Welcome to the Know. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
There's all kinds of drama going on at one of Dota2's biggest esports events, which has resulted in an entire production team being fired, along with one of the event's hosts.
The drama got so bad at this weekend's Shanghai majors that even Lord Gabe descended from his mountaintop to smite those involved. Newell dropped the hammer and the mic, I guess, on host James 2GD Harding this weekend, literally replacing him between segments after just one day of play.
I feel like you should have had the giant lamb's hook come on and pull him off the stage. All right, clarification came from Newell in a Reddit thread, where he called Harding an ass and stated that Valve would no longer be working with him.
Don't mess with Gabe Newell, guys.
Yeah.
Newell also wrote, we've had issues with James at previous events. Some Valve people lobbied to bring him back for Shanghai, feeling that he deserved another chance. That was a mistake.
At least he noticed you. Senpai noticed you. In the same post, Newell said that they'd be firing the entire production team, which was called Key TV. This came after a number of production issues that had been happening since the start of the tournament. They range from things like players not having their equipment to audio dropouts, major delays, even members of the production team shouting off camera at one another.
Wow, professional.
Yeah.
As for Harding, chief among Valve's complaints about him had to do with reportedly dismissive and disrespectful comments about the tournament itself. At one point, Harding made jokes on air about not even keeping up with Dota anymore and also disparaging remarks about other players.
That just sounds like entertainment to me.
I mean, I've made a career out of it, honestly.
Yeah. Watch the leaderboard. There are also some choice statements made at the start of the stream that Valve took issue with, where Harding opened up with a strange monologue about masturbating to Chinese porn. He also dropped a C word in there somewhere, which almost never goes over well. There's a couple C's I could think of here.
Chinook. Charlie Daniels? Cats?
I don't know. That's the thing is I genuinely don't know.
Corporate greed.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Harding has, of course, made a statement of his own where he sort of defends his actions over the weekend and criticized how the tournament was being run. It should also be noted that several of these segments where Harding was going off the cuff were due to major delays in the production staff, where he essentially had to keep things moving and engaging.
Vamping is not an easy thing to do, kids.
Improv.
However, there were also moments in the stream where he totally ignored the production staff when they asked him to go to break. You gotta go, you gotta wrap it up. In his post, he mentions that he had multiple disagreements with Valve, in the past, specifically about compensation for on-screen talent, as well as the tone they're moving toward with Dota2 broadcasts.
Harding also claims that Valve specifically told him to be himself prior to the event. He argues that they knew what they were getting into when they brought him on, and it shouldn't have surprised them at all when he made the comments that he did.
You deserve the cunt. That's in fact what he said. As for actual production quality of the event, it seems like this was really just all over the place. In a Twitter post by the event's English translator, Bonnie Elvira, sweet name, fans were given a glimpse at just how insane things were behind the scenes.
Elvira describes basically acting as the show's director rather than its translator, and recounts the Key TV director throwing a fit at one point, which involved him throwing papers and trying to grab equipment before leaving. Guy must be an LOL player.
Lol.
Lol.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, how else do you say it? It's League of Legends.
Yeah, but it's also lol.
Lol.
No big
League
deal.
of Legends player.
LOL.
A lol.
Lols. All right, so with this enormous esports event making more headlines from its off-screen drama than its on-screen matches, which is really how esports works nowadays, it sort of begs the question, is esports really ready for prime time?
Well, for Valve, this is one of the biggest events of the year, if not one of the biggest events in all of esports. This is just one of 4 major Dota 2 tournaments, which culminates in the international event in the summer. Last year's international event racked up 4.6 million viewers at its peak, with an $18 million prize pool.
We should have been Dota 2 players.
We still could be.
Yeah, we could
No,
be.
it's
Watch
too late.
our sweet rise to fame.
We're too old.
Yeah, it's true. While this isn't quite the most important stage for Dota 2, it's really close. And despite some excellent play out of the tournament at the group stage, the main reason people are even talking about it, like us, is because everyone is just excited about Lord Gabe and even gracing us with his presence and, of course, with his ban Hemo.
Charlize Theron, it was important.
Oh, yes,
Is that the C word? Am I getting closer?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
This is great.
In our defense, you can't exactly ignore it whenever he starts kicking ass, especially because when's the last time it happened?
I know.
Right?
I love sassy Gabe. Unfortunately for esports, this isn't the first time drama has overshadowed a major tournament, of course.
Back at Counter-Strike Go's DreamHack Winter event in 2014, the amazing matches of that tournament were infamously overlooked because of Fnatic and LDLC using game-breaking exploits. These exploits were supposed to have been disclosed to Valve by the teams prior to the event, but both teams kind of held on to them to use to get a leg up, forcing the entire match to be replayed.
Hey, but with esports, that's just really the tip of the drama iceberg. Like the time a Dota 2 player got choked out by a Counter-Strike Go announcer, which started because of a Twitter spat. It's always Twitter with these guys, where mothers got insulted, and that's real.
This is why I don't go on Twitter.
Yeah.
I stay away from my mother, Twitter. There's also the rampant match fixing that we've seen in CSGO and StarCraft, plus the cheating software in CSGO as well. And this makes esports sound more like the beefed up soap opera of the WWE than something you'd see on ESPN. And that's exactly what companies like Valve don't want.
Perception really is the big key here. The bigger conversation happening after Harding got fired by Valve has to do more with the tone of esports broadcasts. One of Harding's main problems with Valve had to do with the way Valve wants esports to feel more like traditional sports.
And considering the amount of people on Twitter and Reddit that have been requesting for Harding to come back, he's not the only one who seems to feel that way. But it is kind of like Valve and other companies might be keen on getting that mindset out of here.
Yeah.
This is, of course, some fans are worried about the future of Dota 2 broadcast.
Right, you don't want it to seem like too upstanding, like, First they came...
Well, Joe, you hate to see that happen in a Dota 2 tournament.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a hardcore wrist injury. We're not going to see the like of him anytime soon.
Chimichangas, what happened? All right, first they come for our masturbation jokes, then they come for your blood seekers. On the one hand, you can kind of see Valve's point here. I mean, the internet doesn't have to be like traditional broadcast to be successful, but I mean, we like to make our dick jokes, and they're successful for us here at the No.
Also, dicks are kind of hilarious.
Yeah, they are. They're really funny.
I mean, everybody loves dicks. But on the other hand, if Valve wants to hit more of the critical mass, it's got to be a little more friendly to the traditional broadcasting format.
Some fans feel like this move might constitute a form of selling out. I mean, they're not wrong. That the laid-back nature of esports, particularly the one found in Dota 2's broadcasting, which is a bit more relaxed than, like, LoL, is one of the major strengths of it, really.
But it really sounds like Valve mostly had a problem with Harding rather than the other broadcasters, and that these problems have been brewing for a long time now. It doesn't seem like fans need to get worried about the entire tone of the sport going to change because Valve doesn't want the C word getting dropped on its streams.
Curtsy. Really, this is just more about growing pains for a sport that's still trying to find its way. Valve is trying to walk a balance between listening directly to its fans, which they've done a decent job with, and compensating its talent and players, and creating a legitimately entertaining product that appeals to new and old fans. It's kind of a balancing act they got going on.
Yeah, and even though Shanghai started out bumpy, it seems like Newell is willing to take drastic actions to make sure that the sport improves. But we can expect a few more bumps.
Few more Gaben coming down from the heavens. So what do you guys think of all this Dota 2 drama from the weekend? I get it. Are you on Valve's side or Harding's? And what do you guys think about esports becoming more like ESPN? You guys hate esports down there, I see.
And for all of your latest delicious Dota drama and Gaben Banhammers, like this video and subscribe to the know. Also, all the good C words are here.
I think you said Gavin.
Gaben. For all your latest delicious Dota drama and Gaben Banhammers. Gavin.
What do you think? Because see, like I think the word is cunt, but I thought of another C word, and that's not a nice one. Because they're in China. That's really not nice C
You think
word.
you went for the racial slur?
I don't, but I was saying, I don't know. Because they say C word, like we definitely know it's cunt, but it could be something else.
You can't always go straight to cunt.
I feel like you can't go straight to cunt. Especially you can't just go into cunt. You need some lube there.
You do need to loosen it up a bit before you go straight to the cunt.
It's such a bad idea to
You gotta slowly work your way there with a few shits and fucks.
Yeah.
And then you get to the cunt.
Well, maybe not shits, but maybe some fucks.
Well, I mean, it depends on where you're going.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.